Southwest 3196, Cleveland Center, radar contact. Continue climb to flight level 384.
Continue climb to flight level 384 Southwest 3196.
All right, welcome to the stream. It is Sunday, February 15th, 2:26. Sorry, let me try that again. 5:26 p.m. is the time, and we are already started. For those that are on Discord, you know that I started this flight a couple hours ago. Well, actually, like 7 hours ago. This is the world's longest 3-hour flight I think anybody has ever done. A 3-hour flight that took 7 hours because I paused the game. I actually wanted to do this off screen, and that didn't happen. So we're here in the Boeing 727. We've got passengers behind us, as you can see there. They're all, well, they feel like they've been in a time capsule, I think. And we are also playing with OnAir again. So I figured out why we were having those fuel issues. For those that didn't see the last stream, we ran out of fuel twice. And I have figured out why that is. Basically, I have to buy fuel when I'm at the airports. And I didn't do that. So even though I was refilling the aircraft via the little pre-flight thing in here, OnAir said that I had a different quantity of fuel because you have to buy it. And so since it didn't match, OnAir basically overwrote this and gave me no fuel, and that's why we ran out of fuel last live stream. But we've got fuel, and that fuel actually costs money. So we got to be a little careful when we buy fuel and stuff because it can be a little bit on the expensive side. However, this job is going to make us $1.2 million, I think is what it says. Let's just take a look at OnAir real quick. We're just a little over halfway there. And then once we get to Charlie Yankee Quebec Mike, I think we have a flight to here somewhere. And then we're going to see if we can return to Cleveland. My hope is to do this all tonight. We will see. Push comes to shove, we will at least get money, and I would like to see if I can maybe hire a pilot, maybe even lease another aircraft, see if we can start making money that way. And then we'll see what happens from here. Alright. Beyond ATC is talking to people. Let me get Streamlabs back up. Streamlabs. There we go. So, hopefully everybody's having a great Saturday. We are on waypoint 3. It's going to be about 10 minutes until we get there. And then waypoint 4, and then waypoint 5 is the destination. So, is that light on? I don't think that light's on. I have not finished my lunch. It is 6 o'clock and I have not finished lunch yet. That's fine. I will have to finish now. Surprised my tea is still warm. It has been brewing for like half an hour. It's okay. If I'm honest, I like my tea strong, so... So yeah, we are loaded with passengers right now. We're continuing the OnAir experience. After last stream, I flew. No. Was it this morning? It was this morning. This morning, I flew down to Texas on the second leg because I felt like it. Finished the flight up to Minnesota. Figured out why the fuel wasn't doing fuel things. Now, here's the thing about multi-leg journeys on OnAir. You have to finish you have to finish the whole thing before you actually get paid. So you can't do like half of it and then expect you're going to get paid. But it looks like we're going to get paid a good amount of cash. So I'm hoping that we can use that towards leasing another aircraft and then getting some pilots in there. So that will be great. And also, I need to figure out how employees work. So as of right now, we've got a co-pilot and we have a flight attendant in the back. And you have to let them rest, I think. I think you can let them rest. I think if you don't let them rest, they get a little mad because obviously they need a break. And usually when they're resting, that takes about 8 hours, 8 real life hours. Well, I need to figure out, what was that? Where was I going with this? I don't remember where I was going. What did I need to figure out? Maybe, well, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything I need to figure out. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. All right. So, plane is good. Fuel's good. Everything is great. We've got a little ways to go. Hopefully everybody's having a good Sunday. If I said Saturday, I meant to say Sunday. Look at that. Looks like we're up north. That is Lake Erie, I believe. Is that Lake Erie? We actually might be past that already. No, that is not Lake Erie. That's shoot, what is that? Lake. Not Lake. Lake Superior? It might be Lake Superior.
Good day, flight level 370.
Lake Erie's actually behind us at the moment.
Delta 987, Cleveland Center, copy.
Let's go into the back here. Hello, everybody. I know we've been in a little bit of a time capsule today. Like 8 hours has passed on this little 3-hour flight. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. We'll be in Canada very soon.
Center 133.35. Center on 133.35, Brickyard 4734.
All right, let's see if we can just take a seat somewhere. Enjoy the view for a little bit, because I don't do many of these shots right here.
Cleveland Center, runway 3712. Good day.
Oh, we're in the back seat. Okay. I gotta imagine in real life, this seat right here probably sucked. Oh, not gonna lie, I thought that was an aircraft a little further away. I saw this, and that looked like it was further away, and I thought there was an aircraft that was flying in formation with us. That was a little scary. Completely fine. Yeah, I gotta imagine that this seat in real life was probably not that great. You just kind of here. Not a great view. You've got the engine right here. You've also got the other engine about right here. And then, well, you can't see it, but there's also another engine right here, so this seat might not suck. Got a whole lot of leg room here.
Center on 127.4.
I wonder about this seat. Would this seat be okay? I think I would hate it because I'd want to be closer to the window. Can I open this door, by the way? I cannot open this door. There's no, oh, right, that door. Okay.
Flight level 349er.
We can open this door. It's interesting we can't open this one. Huh. I don't know why I'm clicking. I probably shouldn't do that. There we go. We got an engine. Engine. SimCFI, welcome in. Hopefully you're doing well. Yep, everything is good here. A little bit late today, but that's okay. Little bit late today, but we are here. Alright, there we go. Oh, wow. There's like a really weird thing going on with this window. I don't know if you can see it on stream, but like if I back away, it looks really foggy. I get really close. Oh, maybe that's intended. Alright, we're still a little ways away from our destination, so we're going to be chilling here on cruise for a little bit. After the long flight that this has turned into, unintentionally. I actually intended to be closer to our destination right now. I also intended to get home like 2 hours ago. No, more like, yeah, about 2 hours ago. That didn't happen. All right, inside we go. Got about 4 minutes. 4 minutes until we get to waypoint 3. And for those that want to look at the flight plan, let's just take a look at the flight plan real quick. Sim brief dispatch. Here's the flight plan. So we are. Let's see. We're heading to SYR. We're about to get there in just 4 minutes. And then once we get there, we're going to be straight to Vigdu, and then right after Vigdu is the top of descent. And we will come into Moncton, I believe is how I say that. Yep, and then after that, I'm kind of curious, on air, I don't want to accidentally, like, shut my flight down. Can I see what the next flight after this is? I probably can, but I don't want to, like, cancel the flight. I don't want to cancel the flight. Yeah, so we're coming down from coming up from Texas here. Last live stream, we were in Cleveland. We had to make an emergency landing in Detroit due to a fuel issue. Off screen, I continued to, I think, north of Minneapolis. And then this morning, I took us down to Grayson, which is this airport just here. So, and then I figured that I would take us most of the way on this one. Because this flight, I think, is like 3-4 hours, and I knew I wasn't going to have enough time to do this full flight. Well, so what I wanted to do today is I want to finish this flight, and then I want to make the last flight of this trip. So this trip had multiple legs. We are on the third leg.
Have a good day.
There's one more leg after we arrive in Moncton. And I kind of want to see what happens once we get there. I mean, we're going to make money and stuff like that. And I'd like to see if I can get some new employees, maybe a new airplane. What has Beyond ATC been talking about? Beyond ATC is just talking.
November 8230 Whiskey.
We are in Boston Center. Boston Center.
Contact Boston Center 134.3.
Alright, I will just leave this right here for a minute. So we are also flying on FS Hub. Some people on Discord had asked me about the flight because they were like, the flight's only 3 hours and you've been in the air for 7 hours. You good? And and I was like, well, yes and no. Yeah, for those that are wondering, I left Grayson at 11:56 a.m. and it is currently 5:38. That means that in theory, I should have landed at 3 o'clock. Half a minute to go until we get to this next waypoint. I don't know where my other hand went. What are we hauling today? We are hauling humans. We are hauling humans. Let's see. How many humans am I hauling? Total of... Oh, it's not going to tell me here. I think we're hauling... oh, shoot. It'll say on SimBrief. Let's see. We're 25 humans. We're not hauling that many humans. We're actually pretty light today. 40 minutes to go until we get to waypoint 4. All right. Yep, we got a little ways to go yet. 396 miles until we get to where we are going. And I think we're also hauling about 5,000 pounds of cargo, give or take. 6,000, 6.6 thousand. Sorry, 6,600. Yep, that's what I meant to say. Fun fact, there's a 727 used just to transport horses. Really? I think I heard about that somewhere. Does it still fly? You know what? I need to get completely forgot I need to get Simbury floated on my browser because I completely forgot to do that. Hopefully this doesn't mess anything up. There we go. Okay, cool.
United 2491, contact Boston Center 134.3. Have a good one.
Contact Boston Center 134.3, United 2491.
Air Horse 1. I think I've heard of this one, yes. So did you just strap down some lawn chairs in the cargo hold and tell them to hang on and good luck? No, actually. We are flying in a passenger 727 today. We've acquired a new 727 from a leasing company for like $700,000. I think that's how much it costed. I think that's what the cost was. That was terrible English. I think that's what the cost was. Yep, that's. And they're seated comfortably. I think I haven't heard any screaming at all, so that hopefully means that we're doing something right. All right, I got to read about this. The Boeing 727, specifically the one named Air Horse 1, is a modified aircraft used for the transportation of horses. This unique aircraft is operated by Tech Sutan Forwarding, a company known for its meticulous care and comfort for equine passengers. The Boeing 727 is equipped with air-conditioned stables, allowing horses to travel in a climate-controlled environment. Flight crew is trained to operate the aircraft accordingly, avoiding steep ascents and descents, and steering clear of adverse weather conditions to ensure a smooth and comfortable journey for the horses. That is crazy.
Boston Center, JetBlue 44, flight level 300.
Is that what it looks like on the inside? That is insane.
JetBlue 44, Boston Center, radar contact. Continue climb to flight
It
level
faces
462.
operational suspension. Oh,
Continue
okay.
climb to flight level 462, JetBlue 44.
That is crazy.
Air Canada 809 Heavy. Contact Cleveland Center 127.475.
Well, bigger.
Center on 127.475, Air Canada 809 Heavy. Have a good day.
First class equine air travel. Huh. That is really neat. Our fearless airline CEO is live at last. Yes, after a visitor. For those that are on Discord, I talked about my mother. She visited, actually just before I went live. No, it's more like 4 o'clock. And look, I'm not complaining, okay? My mother loves to talk, though. And she's she will give you the very classic Midwestern goodbye, which for those that live in the Midwest, you know what that's like. It's you have a bunch of conversations, and then we say, oh, I guess we should probably get going, and then you start walking to the door, you get into another conversation, and then you're now standing in the doorway having this conversation. But she's actually leaving on a trip, so
Boston Center,
she was
Precare
here
4595.
to deliver some stuff, pick some stuff up, because one of the rooms in my house is a storage room that she keeps some of her stuff in. She's picking some stuff up, and then she's going to be heading down to, heading away. on a long road trip for work. But that is actually partially why sorry, let me try that again. That was awful English. That is partially why I'm a little bit late. I actually had plans on going live at 4:30. I was like, oh, I should only be 30 minutes late. And then it was already a little, I think it was like 3:30, and I was like, okay.
November 8230 whiskey.
This flight is still going.
0.35.
I'd like to go live when we're descending, which, I mean, we're 34 minutes away. We're not there yet.
Boston Center, November 8230 whiskey. Flight level 349er.
We're not there yet. And also, I didn't have lunch. I have half of my sandwich still next to me. I had some of it. A sub sandwich, it was really good. The first half, at least. Which I guess if you're going to have dinner, there's no better way to do it than during flight sim when you're literally not doing anything.
Boston Center, expect Carter 5.
Is that for me? That's not for me, that's for a Flux jet. Did you know that the Pan Am, sorry, let me try that again. Did you know that Pan Am was the first airline to accidentally fly around the world? It was with Boeing, a Boeing flying boat. I want to say a 317 or something like that. Really? That's interesting.
November 8230.
They took off, went in one direction, and then suddenly the pilot looked out the window and said, wait a minute, that's New York. We were already there.
Center on 121.35. November 8230 whiskey. Boston Center, November 8230 whiskey. Flight level 349er.
The plane that accidentally flew around the world. The story of an accidental circumnavigation of the world by Pan Am plane is a fascinating tale of survival and resourcefulness during a time of war. The Boeing 314 California Clipper, operating as Pan Am Flight 18602, was a standard in Auckland, New Zealand, after the Japanese attack at Pearl Harbor. The crew, led by Captain Robert Ford, had to carve out a new route from Australia to the east coast of America, flying blind and relying on whatever they could scrounge up at hand. The journey was fraught with challenges, including poor quality fuel, run-ins with submarines, and the need to push themselves beyond the limits of knowledge and safety. The story is a worth read. Oh, that's interesting. Wow. It's a wild story, yeah. I got to read more on that. The reason it happened was that they were in the Pacific in late 1941, went to San Francisco to New York. Oh, okay. Welcome, Talia Johnson. Welcome in. Yeah, that's fascinating. It's crazy reading these kind of stories about, you know, navigating during those periods, because obviously, you know, they didn't have GPS or anything. Even in 1941, they didn't even have, you know, this system at all. You know, they were relying on, I think, 1941. Did they already have the VR navigation? I'm not really too sure. My knowledge of navigation goes to like the 70s and maybe the 60s. Going any further back, I'm not entirely confident on all that. But obviously, a lot of it back in those days was visual, and you know, it's not like you had a map where you could, you know, have a little dot, you know, seeing where you were. When they mean poor quality fuel, they burned automobile fuel instead of avgas. Wow. I mean, I guess you got to do what you got to do. I really wonder what that did to the engines. I'd have to assume burning a different kind of fuel like that, I mean, maybe it did the job, but certainly it didn't do it wonderfully. Over land, they could go VOR to VOR, but over oceans, it was dead reckoning. Yeah, it's crazy. Put it this way, you had a navigator to tell you where to fly, yeah. Mm-hmm. Right, because in those airplanes, well, back in those days, that's 1941. 1941, I'm kind of thinking a little bit later. Yeah, 1941, some airplanes probably had flight engineers, well, no, I think Oh, no, they may have also had navigators too, right? Or was the job combined? The B-17 had a very simple nav computer that could account for some wind drift, but that was about it, yeah. I was I was watching a air crash documentary by Mentor Pilot. I think I mentioned this in yesterday's stream. And he was talking about how the DC-10, which was the aircraft involved in this accident, had the Civ INS, and it was like a revolutionary tool for the time. Many planes had 4 to 5 people in the cockpit. Yeah, that's crazy. Imagine having that aircraft in flight sim. You got you're not only flying, you're also working as flight engineer. You're also working as the navigator. They all had flight engineers and navigators, especially Pan Am when they had money for this separate people. Yeah. You know what I find is crazy? The Boeing 737. So we're in the 727. It has a flight engineer panel. The 737, the old original 737s, the 737-100 and 737-200, they never had flight engineers. They were made to be two-man crews. They were made for two-man crews. I thought that was really interesting. You think it did lose an engine because of the old... Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. But I thought that was really interesting. Let's see, Boeing 314. Let me get a visual representation of this aircraft. Oh my. That's quite an aircraft. Man, try... Is there a cockpit picture of this? Tell me that there's a oh my gosh, look at this craziness. Here, when we were talking about... Hold on one second, sorry, I need to... We were talking about all the systems they used to have. So this is in the Boeing 314, which was in that Pan Am story. Lauren was developed in the 40s for coastal navigation and was in service for decades. Not sure if it's still there as a backup to GPS. Huh. There's a part of why the 737 Jurassic was the size it was. Regulations at the time meant anything over a certain weight had to have an engineer. The customers wanted a plane without one. Oh, okay. 737 Jurassic, is that? Look at this, though. This is probably where the navigator sat. You got the maps and everything. Pilot, co-pilot, radios, probably. And then right here, it looks like there might have been a flight engineer. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in this aircraft. That's crazy. Wait, am I... Did you mean classic? Or did you actually mean Jurassic? Because now I'm doubting that I read that right. I think it only had 17 or some passengers on board at the time for an aircraft that big. Yeah. I mean, I imagine that at that time they were probably restricted. To how much they could fly. I mean, look at aircrafts. Jurassic is the 100 and 200. Oh, okay. I always called it the original because that's... Whenever I search up 737 original, that's what they call it. So Jurassic makes sense. I'd love to try the Boeing 737 Jurassic. I mean, okay, so X-Plane 11 has one. No, flying was just stupid expensive. That does make sense too, yeah. Well, I mean, I understand that, yeah. That's... And also, it was 1941. So I know X-Plane has a Boeing 737-200. I'd like to try it. I don't know if I actually would buy one should one ever release for Microsoft Flight Simulator. I mean, to put it this way, right? The Boeing 737-200 basically just looks like a 727's cockpit, but with 2 engines instead of 3. So, I mean, take all of this, remove 1 engine, and you've got the 737-200. Can I not have a picture of the map? Oh, I did not want to save that. 737-200. Is that the INS, or is that something else? That's fairly old school looking. Hasn't been updated for X-Plane 12 yet? Oh, okay. Yeah, I was watching some people fly. It looks like a fun aircraft. Although it's, yeah. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. If it ever released for Microsoft Flight Sim, I'd have to think about it. Because like I said, it's basically a 727 with just 2 engines and no flight engineer panel. Apparently the guy is working on it, so soon, I guess. Oh, cool. Nice, nice, nice. All right, we're about 25 minutes away from descent. We're moving along. So I was looking on Flight Radar 24. There was a C-130 that actually passed over my house like 30 minutes ago. I heard the sounds of the engines, and I didn't actually see it, but I did catch a picture of it, not of the airplane, but of it on Flight Radar. And it had a really cool livery. The nose and like half the body was like black, and it had like yellow engines on it. A C-130 Hercules. I did not get to see it, unfortunately. I'm a little bummed on that. But I could hear it. It was so close. It was within visual distance. So, well, is PMDG, sorry, let me try that again. PMDG, aren't they developing a 747-200, I think? I know that they released a post about it a long time ago, and I haven't heard anything about that. I'd love to try that one. That one might be a little crazy. Yeah, yeah. I'd love to try it. I've never flown the 747 before. I've never flown it. Which, I mean, as of right now, the MD-11 that we have, that's the biggest aircraft I've ever flown in Microsoft Flight Sim, and it is the first wide body that I've ever flown. That may be what bridges you back into Microsoft Flight Sim. That and the older jets like the 737 had huge rudders. Original B-52 had a nicked tail, tall tail. Oh, wow. You're flying the Felice 747. That's the classic steam one, right? I'd love to learn the flight engineer panel on that. It's like, take this flight engineer panel and put like another one right next to it, and then you've got the 747 flight panel. FE panel. That's a little crazy. That aircraft might take some learning, I think. That might be a little bit of a learning curve. The 747 OG-2400 all looked very similar to 727 you're flying. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of old aircrafts were fairly similar in design, I think. Which, I mean, maybe that would make the 747 and 737-200 easy to fly. Just because I'm already kind of used to this. You know, it's just take the 747 and make the cockpit scarier. Expand this a little bit and make that look a little more intimidating to those that have never seen a flight engineer panel. Let's see. The 747 is another one that always gets me. Let's see, 747-200 cockpit. There was a video on Just Flight. I think that's the name of the channel, Just Flight. And they were flying an ex-British Airways 747-200. It was a freighter. But they were doing a cockpit flight in it, and the flight engineer was talking about the panel and everything like that. Let me save this image. Why does this... Let's take a look at the FE panel. Is that... Oh, this is the Felice 747-200. I will save that. We can have a look at it. Can I have a better picture that's not so, like, garbage? talking about flight engineer panels, there is a Russian aircraft. I don't remember which one it is. The autopilot is very different on the 747. It's quite unintuitive. Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes sense, I guess. What was it that I was going to say? There was something I was like, oh, and then, right, there is a Russian aircraft. What is it? Oh, gosh. There is a Russian aircraft that is still produced to this day with a flight engineer panel. And I just read about it, and I thought it was really crazy. Yeah, it's the Tupolev 214. Still, to this day, has a flight engineer panel. And I believe the aircraft is still in production, which is insane. I guess I would have figured that this sort of thing would be gone. That's not the right aircraft. I saw a picture of it. There's also a lot of fuel tank management involved on the old 747s. Yeah. I have to imagine that was probably insane. Oh, shoot, where is it? I saw a picture of this. Let's see, cockpit. No. Can I open this video? Which I think it's so crazy. Let me see if I can... Here we go. We can kind of see it. It's so crazy seeing this. So this is a Tupolev 214. You've got... It's an aircraft that's still produced to this day. And it's got a flight engineer panel right here. This isn't a great image of it, but you can see it right here. I think it's absolutely crazy. Fun fact, when the 747 was being built, Boeing didn't think it would have a long passenger life. I read about that. Because the rise of supersonic flight ended up flying for 60 years, exactly, yeah. And it's still flying with passengers. I think they figured that, I think they thought that, what is the word I'm looking for? I think they thought that supersonic transport was going to become something much bigger. Come on, I just want to see the flight engineer panel. Can you, like, turn the camera a little bit to the right so that we can see Senor Flight Engineer on an aircraft that's still produced? Apparently it doesn't want to do that. Okay. Whoa. Okay. One of the reasons... Yeah, so I think that with the case of the 747, they figured that supersonic transport was going to be something much bigger, and it was going to be, you know, a little more mainstream than it actually became. One of the reasons it has... Wait, hold on one second. One of the reasons it has flight engineer panels probably to do with restrictions on fly-by-wire and non-military aircraft. Personally, you have a spot... you have a soft spot for the IL-86, basically a Russian A340. Yes.
November 8230 Whiskey. Contact Boston.
Okay, it just wants us to contact a different
124.25.
controller. Yeah, the Aleutian 86.
Contact Boston Center 124.25. November 8230 Whiskey. Take care.
I wonder if they still...
Boston Center, November 8230
Does
Whiskey.
it still have a flight
Level
engineer
3
panel?
for
No, I
Air.
don't think the Aleutian 86 is still produced, is it? No.
November 8230 Whiskey,
Gosh.
Boston Center.
Yeah, no.
Canada
1991.
895 Heavy. Contact Montreal Center 135.025. See you.
No, the Aleutian 86
Contact Montreal Center 135.025.
ended up getting developed into the Aleutian 96, which the Aleutian 96 is still produced today, even though they've only had 34 models built since 1992. I'm going to have the hiccups in a minute. I don't know why. Excuse me. Fine. Okay. Can it not give me...
Boston Center, November 8230 Whiskey. Go ahead.
Oh, I just... No, I don't care. I don't care about MTC. Russian airlines have brought old 747s out of storage because they can't get parts for their more modern airlines. I think I read about that recently, actually.
Qatari 8112 Heavy, Boston Center, copy.
Let's see the Aleutian 96. Does this still have a... Ooh. Wow. So it also has a flight engineer panel. Look at this picture. You save that so I can open it up all big. That's crazy. It's like if the MD-11 had a flight engineer panel. This is kind of what it would look like. Although it's so weird because these are like buttons, whereas on the flight engineer panels, you would think on for Western aircrafts, they're all like switches and stuff. Like they're all like switches that you flick up and down. It's kind of crazy. 4 engines, FMCs, and also something that's really crazy with this aircraft. I wonder if it's like this on the electronic flight display, but with the horizontal, what do they call it? The horizon indicator. I think I just completely butchered what that's called. You think I meant 96? Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean 86 and 96, they're similar. The IL-86 to the IL-96 is like the DC-10 to the MD-11. One's just a newer model. So the crazy thing, you got the horizon indicator here, and on Soviet, and I actually wonder if Russian aircrafts are still like this, where on aircrafts in the West, American aircrafts, French aircrafts, artificial horizon, thank you. The whole ball moves. So if I turn to the left, if I turn to the right, the whole ball is going to move. But on Soviet aircrafts, the ball doesn't move. Instead, this moves. And so this will move, and the ball stays still, which I think is crazy. I don't know, do we have any like Russian or Soviet aircrafts in Microsoft Flight Sim?
November 8230 Whiskey. Contact Boston Center.
Okay, just contacting Boston Center.
Have a good day.
Might be interesting to learn that,
Center on
because
128.2.
I've been watching these videos from Mentor Pilot, and the Antonov 225. Do we have that for Flight Sim? I didn't think we had that for Flight Sim. I'll have to, that might be a fun aircraft. Oh, that might be an interesting aircraft to fly.
Boston Center, Roger.
But that might be an interesting thing, because so when Western aircraft started going to Russia and Russian airlines started buying them and this, that, the other, pilots who flew in the Soviet Union, you don't know if it's an F. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll have to check. That might be interesting. But so when Western aircrafts went to Russia, and you have all these pilots in Russia that are used to Soviet airliners and stuff like that, and it sounds like, from my understanding, that was something really weird to them. Which, I mean, I would have to bet that if a Soviet aircraft went over to the West and a Western pilot tried to fly it, it'd probably be a complete mind mess up, Because it's just a completely different way of doing things. Fun fact, the MiG-23 did not have a fuel gauge. Ground crews would set how much fuel you had, but not a real fuel gauge. Interesting. That's like the Trabant. That's an East German car. The East German car, the Trabant, did not have a fuel gauge either, and you had to take like a little measuring stick. I actually have a piece of machinery on our farm without a fuel gauge. I made a joke to a friend of mine, his combine. He's like, I'm running out of fuel. The fuel gauge is looking low, and I was like, really? You got a fuel gauge? I have a big like stick. It's basically a big measuring stick, and I have to dip it into the fuel tank, and then I kind of just measure how much fuel I have. That'd be interesting. Which, I mean, don't they say that in real life, I don't know about bigger airplanes, maybe the smaller aircrafts, that you always should measure your own fuel. You shouldn't really just go off of the fuel gauge. Look at that. Cloud cover here. Let's see, the Antonov 225. Okay, I need to close down some. some tabs. I have way too many tabs open. How did I get all these tabs open within, like, 20 minutes? Any builds Antonov 225 Sky Airways. That looks like it's just a repaint. The Antonov 225 was a garage in itself, capable of repairing itself in almost any situation. Interesting. Wow, we got some cloud cover now. I tell you, these clouds have been all over the place lately. Man, it is hot in my room.
Boston Center, November 23 and 8 November Delta 2000.
It is a whopping 68 degrees in my room. Also, Russian pilots had a hard time with the engine on each wing, like the 737, because most of the modern Russian jets had thrust very close to the body, or on the tail. Yeah, they had a couple aircrafts that were like the 727. That would probably handle a little differently. Let's see. There's a Soviet airliner that I always... that was just always crazy to me. This one, what is it? The Ilyushin 62, I believe?
November 8230 whiskey. Have a good one.
Yeah, the IL-62. No, I believe there was a British aircraft that had the same design. Can I get... Let's zoom in this picture. Whoop. Okay. That's so crazy to me. 4 engines, but they're on the tail. Like, that's crazy. And then, where is this at? Looks like China, probably. Something Airlines. But that, I gotta wonder how this handled. I think there was a British aircraft that had that had the same design though. Let's see. No, those are warbirds. What is this one? I think it's this one. Depends on yada yada yada. No. No, that's not it. It's giving me a picture. Oh, here it is. Is it this one? Oh, V10 Vickers. Yeah. The V10 Vickers, I think is what this one is. And it's a British aircraft that also had 4 engines.
Go ahead.
Beyond ATC, I do not want to talk to you. Oh, I might not be able to open that picture because I think that picture is in a file that I cannot open. What about this one? Can you save?
Contact Boston Center 2425.
Can you just save in a picture that I can
Center on
actually see?
2425, November 8230 whiskey. Have a good one. Boston Center.
There we go,
November
JPEG.
8230
Nice.
whiskey.
Because then I can show
Flight
it on
level
screen.
349er.
Hey, Mikey, welcome in. They also had a terrible early jetliner build-off of a bomber. I think I know which one you're talking about. But this is the British aircraft, the British equivalent to the IL-62, kind of. I don't know which one came first. But 4 engines on the tail. I think this is British, right? I mean, yes, it says Royal Air Force, but was it a British manufacturer? That's what I meant. What are we doing? We're on Boston Center. Okay. So that, I really got to wonder how that handled. All right, where were we? 6 minutes, about 7 minutes away from the second to last waypoint. Why are we turning? Where I think we got some wind going on. Another one that's kind of interesting is the Hawker Siddeley Trident. Hawker Siddeley Trident. It's like the British 727, basically. Here we go. Here's a nice picture. Let me save that, and then I can show it on screen. Check it out. So, Hawker Siddeley Trident for British Airways. It's actually, that looks a little bit longer than the 727, although that might be a 727-100. But it's a tri-jet. Looks like it has smaller engines. That's so weird. It looks longer, but then it also looks smaller. Like in some way. But that's actually a really nice picture. Whoever managed to take this picture, Martin Steffen, I'm assuming that might be your name. Whenever this was taken, like the 70s, 60s, 70s, or 80s. Good job. You did you caught a great aircraft. Also, the craziest thing about the Hawker Siddeley Trident is that the front landing gear, I think it was the Trident. I might be wrong on this. The front landing gear of the Trident was offset. So whereas on the 727 and most aircrafts, the front landing gear is, direct center. Let's see. No, I did not want to make that full screen. The front landing gear on the Trident is offset. It's a little bit to the left, I believe, which is crazy. Can somebody actually show a good picture of this? I think on the Wikipedia page I might actually have a picture. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, the front landing gear was off to the left. If you're sitting in the cockpit. I gotta wonder how that was. And I wonder why they did that. Soviet aircraft were very heavy because they had inferior electronics, making them bulkier. That plagues the Russian Air Force today. The A-50 is worse than the US E-3, really. Yeah, I gotta imagine. But I kind of wonder if you're landing this thing. I mean, maybe it doesn't feel all that weird. You believe it was the avionics bay. What was the avionics bay? What was the avionics bay? But that's kind of crazy. The reason the gear was offset? Oh, okay. Interesting. If I ever make it to the UK, I'd love to go to the... Is it the Duxford Aviation Museum? It's like north of London somewhere. I'd love to go there. They got a bunch of... I think they have a Concorde there. They have... They've got the Concorde. They've got a bunch of military aircrafts. I know they've got the Siddeley, the Trident. They've got... the Vickers V10, I think, also. The British Nimrod is your favorite ugly aircraft. Let's see, what was the Nimrod? I know this aircraft when I see it. Oh, yeah. Didn't this... Oh, wait a minute. Wasn't this retired? Yeah, it was retired in 2011. This old beast of an aircraft flew up until 2011, I think, with the RAF, was it? Yeah, the Royal Air Force. Up until 2011. That is insane. You're doing a test flight from Kiod. What is that? Kiod. What's Kiod? To Boston. Since your last flight, ILS did not land on the runway, probably because you didn't set something up correctly. Because you thought you had already did that. Oh, because you're going to make sure everything is okay and then you'll fly. All right, sounds good. Not sure if they still have it. It's been a very long time since I was there. The Fleet Air Arm Museum had one of the test Concord's. Ooh, nice.
Greater Moncton, landing runway 06.
Oh, shoot.
November 8230 Whiskey.
We are getting approach instructions to runway 06. Let me get this stuff typed in real quick. I am going to... What? Where are we going? I was going to do it by memory. Charlie Yankee Quebec Mike. Charlie Yankee Quebec Mike.
November 8230 Whiskey, cleared direct Greater Moncton Airport. Expect further closer to destination.
ILS. Cool.
Roger. Cleared direct Greater Moncton Airport. November 8230 Whiskey. Speak to you in a bit.
Alright, before we start a descent, I'm going to get my light on. It's very dark. I will be back in 2 seconds. So,
November 8230 Whiskey, contact Moncton Center.
the British had the Nimrod while the U.S. had the P-3 Orion. Oh, okay.
Contact
Whoa,
Moncton
we are
Center
turning.
124.3.
Oh, gosh.
November 8230 Whiskey.
Wait, did we just fly over the airport?
Moncton Center, November 8230 Whiskey. Flight level 349.
We are heading to a place I don't want to go to.
8230 Whiskey, Moncton Center, radar contact.
Shoot. Where are we? Why are we all the way over here? Crap. We are heading to a place we don't want to head to. I need to look at. Crap, I did not realize I had an extra waypoint. Crap. Uh-oh. Mateo, don't mess up. 46070. Okay, turn us in the right way, please. There we go. Aircraft, please turn us in the right way. MateoPanic.exe, yeah. I missed this waypoint. So you know what I did? This is what I did. CYQM. I saw this, and I think my brain put a Y where that Z is. And so CZQM. My brain said CYQM. So I put in this waypoint, and not this one. Oh, gosh. Okay. We're fine. That's interesting that it went straight from 5 to 1. It didn't even recognize those the other waypoints we had. That's really interesting. I did not know it would do that. Well, you're learning things every day. Googling and flying doesn't go well together. Yeah. Nope, we miss things like this. Well, there was actually a story I listened to recently where something like this happened. 2 airlines were merging, and 2 pilots were talking about this lottery system that they had to go into to basically get the bases that they wanted to go to in this new airline and this, that, the other. And so they pulled out their laptops and they started talking about it, the whole system and everything. And then they did not realize the airport was right there. And so they flew past the airport, continued flying for quite some time. And then I think it was the cabin crew. One of the members of the cabin crew was like, hey, when are we going to be descending? And then the pilots realized, oh, crap. All right, 109.7. Let's get this in here. 109.7. And the course for that's going to be 061. All right, where are we going? I think we're turning all the way around because we got to go... I don't know.
November 8230 Whiskey, turn right, heading 150, vectors for the approach. Expect further clearance in about 25 miles.
Okay, we got to turn 150
Turn right.
anyway, so it doesn't
Heading
matter.
150, November 8230
Whoa.
Whiskey.
Relax, airplane.
November 8230 Whiskey, turn right, heading 150, descend to flight level 310.
Sending flight level
Expect further clearance in about
310.
25 miles.
Expect further clearance at 25 miles. Okay. Alright,
Turn right.
The end of that
Heading
just a
150,
little bit.
descend
Start
to
getting our
flight
descent
level
going here.
310, November 8230 Whiskey.
Qatari 8112 Heavy, contact Moncton Center 127.125.
Yeah, it
Contact
doesn't go well.
Center 127.125, Qatari 8112 Heavy.
It's okay, we're back on course, kind of. Can we descend a little faster, maybe? I didn't want to descend that quickly, but...
42363, contact Moncton
I
Center
thought he said deathport. No, he said
127.125.
dashport.
Contact Mountain Center 127.125.
Imagine that's the call sign. Deathport.
2363.
Maybe that was Value Jet's call sign or something. Oh, Value Jet. Value Jet was a short-lived airline that flew in the 90s.
November 8230 Whiskey, turn right, heading 175.
175. Which I think is,
Turn right.
if that's
Heading
6,
175,
6,
November
5, 7.
8230 Whiskey.
Oh wait, that's 155, 16, 165, 17, 175. There we go. Value Jet. It's an interesting airline. That flew in the 90s. It was a post-deregulation era airline that was the low-cost, no-frills, kind of will fly you to Florida. I wanted to say multiple different names that start
November
with F.
8230 Whiskey, fly present heading, descend to flight level 300.
My brain went to Poland, to France, before I got to
Fly
Florida.
present heading, descend to flight level 300, November 8230 Whiskey.
All right, we're gonna descend a little bit quicker. Excuse me. In Russian, shortly after the fall of the Union, two pilots bet they could land their aircraft without looking out the windows, so they could pull. They could put the curtains over the windows. Oh, sorry. Let me try that again. They put a bet that they could land their aircraft without looking out the windows, so they put the curtains over the windows. This was with an A300 or A320. Wow. How did that go?
November 8230 Whiskey, descend to 5,900 feet, altimeter 2992.
What is the one? 090.
Descend to 5,900 feet.
All right, we're.
Altimeter 2992.
You said 5,900?
8230 Whiskey.
Jesus. Crap. No. Oh, they crashed. No survivors. Wow, that's a shame. All right. The air traffic controller wants me to fall out of the sky, apparently. Like my life depended on it. So we're going to descend like our lives depended on it. Okay, altimeter 2992. Let's get that all. There we go. Let's get all these reset. Now, I don't normally do this, but I guess I started this flight by making sure that these are in sync, so I guess I'm just going to keep doing that. All right, let's descend. No, I'd like to go down even more. You have ruined my momentum. Attention passengers, the air traffic controller is a psycho that wants us to crash. There was another where the captain let his son. I just heard a video about that one. Actually, I first watched a documentary about that like probably 8 years ago, but I just watched Mentor Pilot's video on this one. There was another where the captain and his son let his son and daughter fly. The son pushed the yoke too far and it nosedived from 28,000, no survivors. I just watched a video about that. It's crazy. You think it was an A300? Yeah, I think it was an A300 as well. That one was actually going to Kai-Tak. I don't remember where it originated from, but it was going to Kaitak. Okay, maybe we don't descend that quick. I'd like to bleed off some speed here. Turn left 090, intercept the 6 localizer. Okay. We're a little ways away from this airport, actually. You know what? I could probably chill on descending. Maybe we don't go that fast. Let's bleed off some speed, get some power going. No, actually, I might move that up just a little bit. Oh, nope. Might be a little too far. It was an A300, yeah. That one's a crazy one because the way that Minter Pilot explained that crash with the pilot letting his children fly, the way he explained it made it sound like this was over like a 10-minute period of time. And then he's like, oh, by the way, this whole thing went down over the course of like a minute and a half. No, it was like 2.5 minutes. And it's like, wow. Crazy. We're coming down here. Why does that course say 323? The course is not 323. I want to set that to 061. This was the A300. Oh, sorry. The thing was that the A300 was smart enough to save itself, but in a panic, they shut all of it down. Again, older Soviet. And also, the autopilot shut off, which the thing about this one, so one of the autopilot systems shut off. And on the Airbus at the time, when this autopilot system shut off, it did not have a warning. It had no, like, so for example, when we turn off the autopilot in the 7.2, we get a warning alarm that blares. And on the Airbus, it didn't have that at the time for this, like, one autopilot system. Despite us being on a totally separate ends of the continent, we might end up in Cleveland around the same time, yeah? There's a chance, actually. It'll depend on when we can get to our final destination. I don't know if I'm going to have enough time to do the last deployment. Had a warning, just not audible. Yep. And so they didn't even know that it shut off, I think. That's just a crazy accident. Like, crazy. Also, crazy thing about the A300. The A300, I think, is the only Airbus with a yoke. It's an aircraft that even Boeing pilots can fly. Oh, wait. Wait. No, this is not an A300. This is a different aircraft. Mateo, you have downloaded... You saved a picture to the wrong aircraft. Is that an A300? No, that's...
Moncton Center, Air Canada 871 Heavy, flight level 339er.
I think this is an A300. A300 only had 2 engines, right? The A3, it's the A330, right? That has 4 engines. Okay, yeah. Getting my aircrafts confused. Did you just go into... Oh my gosh, no. I'll set you in that. Actually, I might not set you in that. Nah, we're fine. There we go. A300 cockpit. So, 2 engines, autopilot system. It's very basic, I gotta say. And it has a yoke, which is interesting. I wonder why. Like, what prompted... Oh, the A310. Aeroflot Aeroflot 593, it was an A310. No, the A340 had 4 entrants, same with the A380. The A310 also had a yoke, yeah. I always get the aircrafts confused because, I don't know. A310, yeah, the A330 is what had 4 engines. The A310 and the A300 had just a single engine. Aeroflot 593 was an A310. Okay. I wonder what made Airbus go away from using the yoke. Like, what made them consider? I think as of right now, the Airbus is the only company that makes big commercial aircrafts with a side stick, and I'm kind of wondering what their thought process was with it. Why did they do a side stick? Pilot comfort? Is that why they don't do the side stick? Is that why they did the side stick? Oh shoot, I gotta turn on. The flight attendants remembered to tell the pilots what to, or the passengers what to do. I completely forgot to turn on the seatbelt signs. It was the first large wide-body aircraft they had built in the 70s, so fly-by-wire wasn't available yet. But when it did, the side stick was better. Oh, okay.
Contact Moncton approach 124.4.
All right, we're going over to Moncton approach.
Contact Moncton approach.
I gotta say, I think as a pilot, okay, if I was a pilot, I'm not a pilot in RL. But if I was a pilot, I think having a yoke would, I think I'd feel more comfortable with the yoke than a side stick. You can rest your arm on the side instead of a yoke. A yoke you have to hold like the steering wheel.
Whiskey Moncton approach. Altimeter 29993. Expect radar vectors for ILS runway 06.
Altimeter 29993. Expect radar vectors for ILS runway 06. November 8230.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. I feel like not having something in front of me would stress me out.
November 8230 Whiskey. 42 miles from Cathode. Turn left. Heading 065. Maintain 3,000 feet until established. Cleared ILS runway 06.
Oh, shoot.
Turn left. Heading 065. 3,000 feet until established. Cleared ILS runway 06.
Crap, we are going to lose
November
points for this.
8230 Whiskey.
Surprisingly, we are not losing points for this. Never mind. Some like yokes more because it has more of a feel to it compared to the side stick. A lot of people like the feeling of control. Yeah. It makes a lot of sense. Because I think for me, right, I feel like being able to put 2 hands on something would give me just a better feeling. I mean, technically, I'd still have 1 hand because, you know, 1 hand would be on the throttles and stuff. But, yo, what do you want, flight attendants?
Okay.
No. Descend. All right, are we getting the ILS frequency? Not yet. You said ILS runway 6, right? ILS runway 6, okay. Fun fact, the P-38 Lightning was the first and one of 2 fighters to have a yoke instead of a stick. The only other one being the P-61. Huh. Now, for a fighter aircraft, I do feel like a side stick would be a little more comfortable than like a full-blown yoke.
1,000 to go.
Or maybe a center stick, right? I don't think I mean side stick. Ow. Mateo, bite your tongue while you're talking, why don't you? All right, I gotta slow down. Slow down, Boeing. Are we heading to the runway? You know what? I'm gonna keep 6.5. We'll just keep where we are. That's interesting. Let's see. What did you say? P-38. P-38 Lightning. Let's take a look at the cockpit of this. Mateo, you are about to stall. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I was thinking a way smaller aircraft at first. I wish I had a... Wow, is that what the yoke looked like? That is insane. Can I actually see this file? That is insane. If you're remembering correctly, one of the reasons the side stick on the F-16 was easier for G-tolerance, yeah, I thought that was really weird with the F-16. You know, looking inside of it and seeing it has a side stick. That's crazy. Is that a pic of your airplane? P-61 is about the same size as a B-25 medium bomber. Oh, okay. Yes, all fighters either have a side stick, a stick, or a side stick. You don't know why the P-38 didn't. The P-61 was a big fighter, so it makes sense why it didn't. Yeah. All right. Are we? Oh gosh. All right. Let's maintain speed here. All right, Mateo, I have to be our auto throttle, so I'm gonna just constantly mess with the throttles here. I need to get my other throttle out. I have 3 throttles set up. I want to try a smaller aircraft. It's the BA-146, I think? British Aerospace 146, I think is what it's called. Little passenger and cargo jet. If I'm not mistaken, FedEx or UPS flew it, I think. All right, can we... okay, where is this runway that we're looking for? I feel like it's right there. Okay, so we still got a little ways to go. Yeah, we still have a little ways to go. I'm genuinely considering if I can put an auto throttle on here. Trying to roleplay this. Although there's a part of me that's like, don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. You're flying an old aircraft, don't be lazy. It's okay, we're actually maintaining speed pretty good here. There was a Mayday documentary about the the L-188 that lost a propeller, and it actually opened the bottom of the fuselage. Pinch out a control cable, wow. That's crazy. That's just real crazy. Flip that up. How are we doing on everything else? I think we can... Oh, I was going to say open the cooling doors all the way. I'm going to open up this one most of the way. Oh, nope. The AI flight engineer's like, no touchy. Tough shear force that slowly cut through a metal beam to make the control cables move and the landing with 0 injuries, really. All right, we're not there yet. All right. All right, we're not there yet. So we got a little ways to go still. We're at 3,000 feet. I think the controller descended me way too quickly. Actually, I think I descended way too quickly. Maybe we can speed up a little bit. Let's get up to 250 knots and kind of speed this bird up, shall we? We're actually doing okay on fuel. I bought all the fuel I could at in Texas because I felt that because we're playing a career mode, maybe buying extra fuel would have, you know, some positives. And also, there's something I hadn't realized about the 727. I knew this. I had known that this was a thing on the Super, but I didn't realize it was a thing on the regular aircraft. It's not that much of a difference when you're not full throttle, but the center engine actually produces a little more thrust than the engine one's. Engine 2 produces a little more thrust than 1 and 3, and it's very noticeable when you're at full throttle. So like if I don't want to speed, but when I put this at full, engine number 2 has significantly more power. So that's why in a lot of videos you would actually see them fly with engine 2s, with engine 2 kind of cut back a little bit. That's kind of interesting. Here's a fun story. During World War II, the carrier USS Intrepid took a torpedo that knocked out her rudders. When they were entering Pearl, they faced strong winds. Oh, did that help it? I'm assuming that the winds helped. Probably. Wow, we've got some wind going on here. It actually doesn't make more thrust. It just creates a lot more suction from the super long duct. Oh, okay. Thank you for explaining that. Yeah, so I had noticed this on a video of the 727, and so they had like engine 2's throttle kind of pulled back a little bit. That makes sense. All right, we got a knot speed. They were using the engines to steer, but it wasn't enough, so they rigged a sail on it on one of the decks openings to help correct. It was the only carrier to enter Pearl by sail. That's actually really cool. Oh gosh, we are slowing down. So the N1 compressor has to work a lot harder. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Here we go. We have all right, I'm gonna turn this way. We have come into contact with the localizer, so I'm gonna start a left turn here. We're gonna see if we can capture this. Hopefully we don't go past the airfield. We're gonna go flaps 20. Cabin crew, seats for landing, please. Later versions of the B-52 actually had 8 feet of its tail cut down. This made it fit in hangars better before the tail would actually fold to help it fit. That's cool. That's actually kind of neat. All right, where is this airport? Is that the airfield right there? I don't think that's the airfield. I think that's just a snowdrift. I'm trying not to cheat and use the map here. It also had a very small rudder because the entire rudder was meant to move, but because of issues, they had to use a traditional rudder. Oh.
November 8230 Whiskey. Contact Moncton Tower 120.8.
We're on course. That's fine. We'll just continue this way. All right, wants to send us over to Moncton Tower.
120.8. November 8230 Whiskey. See you.
All right, I'm going to actually turn a little more this way.
Moncton Tower, November 8230 Whiskey. ILS runway 06.
November 8230
I keep
Whiskey.
thinking that that's an arrow right there from far away.
Runway 06 clear to land.
You're clearing me to land now, and I'm not even on final yet.
Runway 06 cleared to land. November 8230 Whiskey.
That's set to approach mode. The airport is over there somewhere. It also had a very small rudder because the entire rudder was meant to move. But because of issues, they had to. Oh, I already read that message. Thought that was a different message. My bad. Oh, I have missed it. Mateo, you done messed up. You missed it. You were too slow. That came a lot faster than I thought. Woo. That came way faster than I thought it would. Okay, focus, focus. Sterile cockpit. Okay. There we go. And now we have it set. In a game RP sense, you had to convert your 727 freighter to a passenger aircraft just for, what, 25 people and to hire a cabin crew? People must be paying out of the nose for this flight. Well, actually, both of our 7.2 freighters are somewhere else. This is an aircraft that we rented, so this aircraft is costing us a lot of money. So technically, we have 3 727s right now. Oh, shoot. You miss it. Oh, crap. No, you missed it. It didn't capture it. I think I was going a little too quick. Is that the runway right there? That's the runway right there. Never mind. I'm just going to take control of this. Never mind. I'm just taking control of this bird because the runway is literally right there. All right, flaps 30. Nope, I always forget. You know you're busy, you send a pic in aviation chat, okay. I can't see. Because the runway is... I don't know why I could not capture this to save my life. Isn't that the runway right there? That's the runway right there. I think that's the runway right there. That's what you want your pilots to be saying, right? I think that's the runway, isn't it? Is that not the runway? I am really high. Okay, first of all, I thought that that was a lot closer. And I thought we were a lot lower. I might have to do... Okay, you know what? Believe. Nah, you know what? Hold on. We're gonna do a go around. It's a missed approach. Just dive and find out by visualizing. Yeah, we completely botched this. Look at this. Welcome to Canada, y'all. Nose down, all speed brakes and flaps out and pray. No, don't worry. We'll go around, do a little bit of a missed approach. Why am I on center? I was talking to tower.
1,000 to go.
Moncton Tower, November 8230 Whiskey. ILS runway 06.
We're losing points because of our bank angle.
November 8230 Whiskey, Moncton Tower, wind 030 at 6, runway 06 cleared to land.
Runway 06 cleared to land. November 8230 Whiskey.
That moved a little bit. Alright, we are climbing, which I don't want to do. No, I had a perfect score of 83 and I lost 1 point due to a bank angle. I lost my points. Alright, let's turn around. I'm also going a little too quick. I want to slow down. Let me try that again. Marianda Aviation, welcome in. I'm sorry for butchering your name. It's like, my mouth just did not cooperate with what I was reading. Okay. Hey, airplane, can you, like, slow down, maybe? Also, I'm gonna move my keyboard. I need space. I need a little bit of space for this. Come on, I need to slow down.
Wide Slope is alive.
Yeah, well, I can't say I'm alive. Slow down. We also have ice on the windows. Oh, the runway's right over there. Crap, I got ice on the windows. This is not good. 727, you think? Yes, this is a Boeing 727.
Nikes.
Oh my gosh, thank you for the follow. Miranda Aviation, thank you for the follow. Yes, this is the Flight Sim Simulations Boeing 727. All right, gear down after our missed approach. Flaps 30. All right, that is the runway right there. See, when I was looking at this previously, I thought the runway was a lot bigger, and then I noticed that we were really high. You know what I think it is? I think I saw that, and I thought the runway was right in the middle. So I thought all that right there was runway. Clearly not the case. Oh, I forgot. I forgot that on the yoke there is a way to change your what is it, your trim without having to spin the wheel. You're glad the cockpit door is closed? All right, here we go. Gosh. I need to slow down. We're coming in a little bit quick. We're also coming in a little bit heavy, I think.
500, 400,
I will get to chat once we're done landing.
300,
Whoa, okay.
200,
Oh, man. Holy crap.
100,
Wide Slope.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Landing time logged.
Okay, not pretty, but not terrible. Whoa, okay. Relax, airplane. Dump the speed brakes. Yeah. All right, what was that landing? Negative 406.
November
Not
8
awful.
30 Whiskey. Exit next available
I mean, by some
taxiway.
people's standards, maybe that's terrible.
Exit next available taxiway.
All right, I can now
November
look at
8,
chat.
230 Whiskey.
You're glad the cockpit door was closed? Not everyone just heard the captain say, please slow down. 6-Day Blue 59, welcome in. Hello from the UK. Love flight sims and the last we could have. Yes, absolutely. It was a Navy landing. There we go. Yeah. Oh, I lost so many points for that. Oh, sorry. I did not mean to make everybody dizzy by that rapid camera movement. I meant to go over to my other screen. Oh, we lost. I lost not that many points. I actually lost, what is that, 6 points? That was not terrible. That was not bad.
November 8230 Whiskey. Contact ground 122.075.
All right. Let's stop here for a minute, get our
Ground
bearings.
122.075. November
Yes, absolutely. Flight sim is a lot of fun.
8230
We can have a lot of laughs in this. Yes, it was a Navy landing, I think. Yeah, so that wasn't terrible. I think the flight I did this morning was worse. Let me see. I know it posted it. The landing at Grayson was 480, and today's landing was 406. So that wasn't awful. Just say to the passengers, you're not the CEO of the airline. You're a Ryanair pilot on loan. Absolutely. All right, where are we going? We are going to gate 57. Where is gate 57? Oh my, this is quite the airport. What the heck of an airport is this? Gate 57. I want to go to gate 56. Apron, November 8230 Whiskey requesting taxi to gate 56. Because gate 57 looks a little funky, and I don't know if I want to go there.
November 8230 Whiskey.
All right, let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is
You wonder when it was the last time this airport saw 727? I can actually look on FS Hub.
We have to wait for instructions
Gate
from
56
ATC.
via Foxtrot.
So next few minutes,
Echo
we should
I
continue
can see
taxi
the last time a virtual
8230
727 came here. All right, hold on a second. Taxi lights, that can go off. That one can go off. Okay. And where are we going? Gate 56. So these passengers have been in this aircraft for about 8 hours. This flight was supposed to be 3 hours. I paused it at gate 57. Is that where I'm going? Or no, it's gate 56. I said that, didn't I? Air North, Strategic Aviation Canada, Executive Aviation, Strategic. We're going to make strategic decisions here. So we're going to go with that. You meant IRL? I don't know. Well, I figured you meant IRL. I could see the virtual version, though. Where am I supposed to... Oh, I just have to go straight. No, we're fine. Are we having another flight tonight? Yes, we are having another flight. We are going to continue... Oh, gosh, I don't know. Let me look at... what are we playing? OnAir. Let me look at OnAir and see where they want us to fly. I know we have one more for tonight. And then we're going to... we might do the return to Cleveland. See if we can get a return flight to Cleveland. If we have time. Anyone else coming to the duty-free store at gate 56? Get some drinks for the next flight, yeah. All right, what in the world? Hey, can you guys just agree on things for once? Okay, you guys are actually agreeing on stuff. Okay, one wants me to go straight. One wants me... Why are you moving? Hello? Okay, we're stopping right here. Apparently, the jet bridge is like, get these passengers off of this aircraft. We just saw the captain do some illegal stuff. And, you know, I always forget to turn on the APU. Get the APU on. Can you do your thing? Are you able to stretch that far? Woo! Wait, why? Why has the back of the aircraft blown up? Oh, shoot. Maybe we don't do this?
Engine off-time logged. The flight is finished. It has been monitored by OnAir.
OnAir, I think the passengers are finished, if you ask me. I was wondering why did everything blow up? All right, let me turn that off. That can go off. That should go to ground. I'm gonna turn those on for later. Turn those off. All right, let's see if we can get... Hello, Jet Bridge. Jet Bridge, what are you doing with your life, man? Jet Bridge, go away. I don't want to see you. Oh, look, I can actually get ground power here. Dang, the 727 flight from the bottom of South America to Canada, didn't think it had these types of legs. Well, it's just Texas. Your airline has grown since the last time I was here. 3 727s, rating all the scrapyards and museums. Hopefully no handicaps, just have a slight jump in mind. 15-foot drop, yeah. All right, let's get that on. Passengers, you can stand up, but I can't promise that you can leave yet, just because I can't say that you can. You can't leave just yet. We're not going to let such things happen on our airline. You're stuck here forever. All right, Jet Bridge, do you want to function, or can you not reach this far? Oh, that guy just yeeted out of existence. Do you see that? That guy was like, peace, I'm out. There is a lot of stuff going on here. Do you guys know how to, like, store machinery? We've got this huge pushback truck here. We've got 2 pushback trucks. That guy crashed into a cart. On the ground in St. Martin's, going to be about an hour break before you're in the air again. You'll probably need a fuel stop on the way back. Unless... Oh, you said the passengers were on for 8 hours. Okay, so the thing is that Okay, they're just going to have to jump. Passengers, you're going to have to jump to the jet bridge. They don't want to park it closer.
The boarding requested.
Hold on. Let me... There we go. Can you please connect? Okay. I tried to slew so that we could be in a better position. And this was like, no, we're not going to do that. What we're not going to do is slew in a better position. Hold on. Let me just reset this. I'm just going to reset this. I came in really poorly. All right, so let's. All right, let me try this again. Can you do the things that you were intended to do? Because for whatever reason, this was like, oh, I'm just going to attach to your aircraft while you're still on. Let me do that. Operate jetway. Strategic aviation. Oh, thank goodness. The pushback truck is gone. All right. Let's take a look. While this thing is figuring out its life, let's look at OnAir. The flight has been monitored by OnAir, Boeing 727, November 8230 Whiskey. Yeah, see, look, it was only supposed to be like 3 hours. Time correction needed. Just in a flight log, okay. Comfort bonus not obtained. Aircraft handling bonus obtained, okay. IMC landing bonus, okay. Normal wear and tear. Okay, so pretty much everything's normal. We have a better reputation. I guess we'll hit okay. You wonder what's the next museum piece you'll fly? Maybe the DC-8? Probably the Mad Dog MD-88. Or maybe the Fokker 28. One of those 2 aircrafts. All right, so the next flight on our flight plan today is going to be up to this airport, Green Bay, Austin. So we're going to be flying to Green Bay, Austin, and then we're going to see if we can return to Cleveland. I'm not sure if we're... Look at that. Glorious...
The boarding requested.
The glorious jet bridge has attached as needed. Wish there was a 707. That would be pretty cool. All right, get the chocks. Get that. Surprisingly, the ground power is still connected. Sir. No. All right. What do I need to do? I need to get another flight plan. I have so many tabs open.
Starting.
All right. Deboarding has begun. So where are we flying to? We are at Charlie Yankee Quebec Mike, and we are flying to Kilo Kilo Golf Romeo Bravo. And we are going to have, actually, let me see, if I click this. So, last live stream, we ran out of fuel. Are we flying more passengers or going with something else? Something that complains less. Unfortunately, we have 61 passengers to carry now. So, no, actually, we're going with more people who will likely complain more. So we got 61 passengers and 8,000, almost 9,000 pounds of cargo. So here is, so I've learned a couple things since our last live stream. This right here is where I have to put the fuel. Dear Captain, please may I go into the terminal and get some wine? We trust you, sir, but it'll make the flight more fun. With them being French Canadians, they will complain in a language you can't understand. Well, I mean, maybe that's a good thing. That way I think that they're complimenting me and I'll feel good about myself and I won't be like, oh no, I suck. Alright, so last live stream I ran out of fuel. It's because of this right here. I need to give myself fuel. And as of right now, we are actually pretty low on fuel. Yeah, see, and the thing is that it's going to cost us money to refuel this aircraft. So I'm going to give myself 60%. I'm also going to type this in. So we are MTC 8230 whiskey. Boeing 727-200 with passengers if SimBrief wants to load. Oh wow, we're going to have some more waypoints for this. Let me get a map, because I would like to just see where I'm going. Just to kind of plan out my route. So it is Kilo Golf Romeo Bravo. This airport right here. Okay, we've got 2 runways. We have this really long one, 36. Shorter one is 6. 3618 624. Okay. The French love wine. It's just a bit fun for the Avi community. Love it all, yeah. Can you see what your other 2 aircraft are doing? Like, what are they hauling and how much they're making or costing you? So, the 2 other aircrafts that I have are a part of FS Hub. They're not actually in OnAir right now. They're not in OnAir, so I can't see what they're doing. So, what we have been doing these last couple live streams is FS Hub. FS Hub is a virtual airline that people can join, and it's multiplayer. OnAir is something completely different. So I can't see what those 2 aircrafts are doing right now. They're basically not doing anything because they don't exist on this. All right, so that is that. 3. So I think landing on this longer runway might be a little better, although the smaller runway might be nicer. You know what? We're gonna plan for runway 24. We're gonna plan for runway 24. Yes. What runway did I land on? It was 06. All right, and I guess that's going to be that. So the freight is going to be 8779er. The passengers are going to be 61. Payload, no, sorry. I need to do the fuel weight. Fuel is going to be 32,568. Actually, I should do 569. We'll round that up. All right, I will validate that. Is that all I want? Yes, that's all I want. Cargo, yep. Validate that. Okay, you don't have enough money to buy the fuel. What? What do you mean I don't have the money? What's my money look like? Well, that's not good. All right, I guess we're going to have to go with 28,702. Please, I don't have the money. Oh, gosh. Well, that might not be good. Would you like me to build a spreadsheet for us in the VA to use to keep track of flights we do and stuff? Yeah, if you want to. You're heading out. Good luck with the flight. All right, thank you, Tristan, for stopping by. Have a good one. Yeah, if you would like to. All right, so I don't have money. That's not entirely a good thing. That's really not a good thing. How much? I have negative money. Can I get a loan? Can I get a loan? Cause, oh gosh, yeah. So that's the renting fee. Oh gosh. Loan. Oh no. Yeah. That's real bad. That's really, really, really bad. Can I? Okay, let's see. Is there a way for me to get a loan in this? I'm assuming that this I can do something with it. Current cash. Bad mojo. Bad mojo. All right, business. Let's see. Pending jobs, favorite jobs, dashboards, trading hall, goods, dashboard, blah, blah, blah. I might have to do another job before I can do this. Oh, you know what? Let me see. Can I get a better fuel thing? Bank loans, I already had that, don't I? Wait, how do I reset skill tree? No, I don't want to reset that for $1 million. Can we do super chat too, but fuel? The UK is in need of that right now. Oh, here we go. Negotiate better parking, better interest rates. You can sell fuel to other players. To buy fuel. Yeah, that would be nice. Okay, so I might have to... Let's see. Interest rates for your loans are 1% better, but that's not helpful. So I already have that. What does this do? Build up your... No, I don't need that. So I might have to get... Your employees' training is 5... Okay. So I might have to park... Okay, so I guess we're going to have to ground our 727 because we don't have the fuel. We don't have the money to buy fuel. How did I use all that money? How do we have no money? We're just doing terrible here, aren't we? Can I get a loan? Maybe I already have a loan and that's why it's not letting me. Let's see. Income. Revenue. Freelance. We might have to do that, honestly. Because I'm not going to have enough fuel to make it to where we're going. All right, let's see if we can do a freelance job. Let's see what there is on here. No, I think I already did that. We might be a little bit screwed here. I don't. Okay. Wait. I think I know where I need to go. Is it up here somewhere? I just need a little bit of money. Freelance dashboard, industries, mailboxes, preferences, edit shortcuts. Go back to lobby. Here we go. Social. Where do I get... oh, counting. Here we go. Loans. This is what I want. Can I get myself a loan? No loan proposals. I can't get myself a loan. That's fantastic. So I don't know what to do now. We might be a little bit hurt. Can I... If I go work for an airline, choose an airline to fly for and select a route. You'll need to complete all flights to gain XP and rank for a specific airline. But I think this doesn't make me money, does it? I don't think that makes me money. Wait, let's see. What does this say? Currently, there are no freelance charter jobs pending for you. To find opportunities, you must explore. Okay. Advanced management mode. We're working to make that available soon to freelance pilots as well. Okay. Let's see. Will this make me money? Because I think I might be a little bit, I think I might not be in a good place right now. Commute error. Is there Delta by any chance? Eastern, Condor, Copa. There's no Delta. Delta? Here, Delta. How do I generate schedule for a Boeing 737? Will this make me money? Is this going to make me money? Because, oh, all right, hold on. I don't know, are provided by the airline. But does this actually make me money? I'm a little nervous that it's not going to make me any money. Generate schedule for the aircraft in sim. No, I don't want to use... Cannot find a weekly schedule for specified parameters. Okay. Alright, hold on. Well, we are in some fun, aren't we? I wonder if I could just... Okay, so if I could finish this flight, I would have, like, $1.2 million. Why don't... I'm gonna try something. We're gonna contact our sponsors. I have an idea on how we're gonna do this. So I think if I go, yeah, see, that's a terrible amount of fuel. There's a way to do this where it won't change my fuel. That's how much fuel I'm gonna need. Do you have a super chat where we can fund credits to buy fuel? Not for this, no. So this is not real life money. No. Please, I don't have the money. Okay, well that's really not good. Let me see. Let's see. Neofly, no money. How can I make money? If you're experiencing money issues in... Oh, sorry. We're not Neofly. We're on OnAir. No money. But Neofly, yada, yada, yada. Career modes, playing, yada, yada, yada. Is anybody talking about what happens if you have no money? Ran out of money. Have experiencing financial issues, running out of money unexpectedly. How do I make money if I ran out of money? Okay. Well, in this case, you know what we're going to have to do? I guess we're going to have to park the 727 here. And we are going to have to join another airline temporarily. Let me see if I can get my employees. Because I can't do this flight right now because I can't pay for fuel. So let me see. How do I go to my employees? I will give... You know what? I'm not going to give my employees a break yet. We're going to be a bad boss. Let me go to company. I have to assume I'd make money from this, right? If I join an airline? Let's just try it. Let's just try it. No, I don't want to do charter. No, because that's why we're not making money right now. Nope, that's still not what I need to do. I need to do freelance. All right, freelance. Apply for a route. Let's see. What aircraft? What liveries do I have in the 7-3? Let's see. Assuming, right, that I will have to... Let's see. What liveries do I have in this? United... I think we also have Delta. Okay, so we're going to fly for an airline, and we're going to see if we can make some money. This is what the career mode warned me at the beginning. They said you should really start with freelance and then work your way up. We have American. We could fly American. Oh, we could also fly Delta. All right, let's see if I can actually get a Delta job. Delta Airlines. Okay. All right, let's see. Where are we going to be based out of? You know what? Jackson might be a fun airport to go out of. 10 to 0. I guess we'll do that. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, wait, we're on a 900, right? Okay. All right, there we go. I guess this is what we're going to do. Let's see. Is this... Oh, look at that. $6,000. Okay, so this might be a way to make some money. I guess we'll accept the schedule. So we are starting at Atlanta. So we're getting a job. We don't have the money. We got to fly for another airline. Show leg. So, all right, I'm going to move this over here, and we are going to get into Delta. So Delta, November 399er, Delta Alpha. And we are at Atlanta. So let's spawn into Atlanta, and let's start making money, I guess. Wow, this is going to be a little grindier than I thought. I genuinely thought I had a lot more money in the bank. but I guess I don't. All right, we'll go Bravo 11. And we are going to KMKE, wherever that is. All right, I'm going to have to do a new flight. DAL. Let's see. What did it say? Delta 1268. All right, Delta 1268, KATL. And we are heading to
request ground services.
KMKE. There we go. And we are in a 737. Boeing 737-800. That one. Okay. Are we a dual class? I think we might be a dual class. I don't remember what one I selected. Please load. There we go. You loaded. Okay, good. Yeah, it looks like we're in a dual class. Look at that. Wow, I have not been in this aircraft yet. All right, let's get this show moving. Ground operations. We will request the ground power cart. Batteries can go on. Once the ground power is connected, we can then get ground power on here and get this flight going. All right, so I am not done making this. What are we? We are a Delta. Delta 1268 pounds. Let's see. Is there a way that I can, like, show this? Gathering data. Oh, okay, here we go. 1 hour, 38 minutes, 582 nautical miles. Prepare my flight. Okay. How much fuel are you going to give me? Is that... Can I give myself more fuel? Assuming, right? You can... oh, nice. Right, okay. So 14,000. Let me write that down. How many passengers do we have? 96 passengers. So we're fairly short today. 96 passengers. I guess we'll go 25 right. 08 right is what we will do for that. Cargo. 10,000. 291. All right. 96 passengers. Got that in there. Altitude's going to be good. Let's do fuel planning. And the amount of fuel that we're going to have is 14,623. Is that going to be enough? I feel like that's not a lot. I really feel like that's not a lot. All right. How about we just do this? We'll give ourselves 17,789. All right. Yeah. That's what we'll do. All right. Generate the flight. And let's make things happen. Please tell me that I don't need money. Okay, good. Use official route schedule. I don't want to use an official route schedule. All right. Fly now. There we go. All right. We'll move that over to the other screen, and we will start getting things set up to go. Let's get that shut down. I need to get... all the wonderful things going. So I need to get here. Cancel the flight plan. Fetch that flight plan from SimBrief. Yep. Set active flight plan. Okay. There we go. All right. What do I need to do? Oh, yeah. I need to get ground power on. Logo lights can go on, but that can stay off. I need to get... what am I looking for? I'm looking for something I don't even have opened. There we go. Electronic flight electronic flight bag. Let's get that going. So we're going up to there. I think this is Milwaukee, isn't it? I think that's Milwaukee. All right, let's fly that. All right, I need to remember how to set up this aircraft, even though I just did this a couple days ago. It's, see, you know, this is why I only fly one aircraft at a time, because sometimes it can mess with your mind a little bit when you go from one aircraft and then you start flying a completely different one. So, all right. I need to go up here. I need to get, shoot, I already got that going. Hold on, just double checking everything. Yada, yada, yada. All right, let's get that aligning. All right, so we are here. Wait, that's my last known position. I don't think I want to use that. We are at KATL, because we are in Atlanta. Now, the reference gate. I'm not entirely sure what gate we're at. Let's see. Can I see in here? Let's see. Perhaps. No. References, standard text routes, blah, 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 blah. Parking gates. Here we go. I don't even know where I'm at on here. Okay, well, I'll keep that in a minute. Let me see. I need this to finish loading, and then I can figure out where I'm at. Actually, does it say on here somewhere? I don't think it says on here. Oh, get that stairway out of here. I'm on gate 11. Apparently, we're on Bravo 11. There we go. All right, we're on Bravo 11. I guess I didn't even need that. What was I doing? I didn't need that. Never mind. All right, let's go to routes. So we are going chord. Oh, you know what? You know what I can do? I learned something that's really cool. So with the PMDG, you can move your tablet around. So let's see. We are going from KTL. Sorry, we're not going to chord. My brain's like, you're going to chord. No, you're not. Origin. There we go. Put that in there. And then KMKE. Is that really where we're going? Fix model. Let me see real quick. Yep, that's where we're going. KMKE. I wanted to make sure that I did that correctly. There we go. And we are Delta 1268. 268. There we go. We'll set that there. Co-route, we're good. What runway are we expecting? We are expecting, I think it's runway 8. Oh, you know what? Let me see. What runway is the ATC expecting? 8 right. There we go. All right, go to the next page. That's going to be all that good information. All right, so what are we doing here? We are going, is there a way for me to see the flight plan on here? I think there is. Yeah, here we go. Yes. This is what I needed. You've herewith confirmed that you have performed a thorough self-briefing about the destination alternate airports. Yes, we have. That's the alternate is chord. All right, so we are going via the Varnum 2, runway 8 left. So let's do departure, runway 8 right. Yep, that's what I have. I said 8 left. We're doing 8 left. The Varnum 2, which is going to be that one, with the RESPA transition. Okay. There we go. All right, cool. And then let's go down to waypoints, and let's get all the glorious waypoints in here. Varnum to RESPA, and then we're going direct to India. India uniform. What's that going to be? 1480. So it's going to be the top one there. There we go. Real quick, before I continue doing this, we're going to get some audio in the background. Let's see. Ground crew. I'd like to get this stair cart away, and I want to see if I can get that jetty in here. Look at that. Delta aircraft's next to me. I think this is the first time in a minute that I'm flying with aircrafts that look just like my aircraft. All right, let's see if we can get this in here. All right, operate jetway. Can you function? Delta Airlines, there we go. Please tell me that you function properly. All right, well, that's doing that. I'm going to... We're going to open up the forward cargo and that, and then we're going to go back to the flight plan. All right, and then after that, we've got an airway, the Juliet 89. Juliet 89, and that goes to Mesas. Whoop! That's not what I meant to do. Mesas. There we go. And then direct to Vinny. Vinny. Top of descent is right there. Brave. Brave, direct to XR, and then we're literally just going direct to KMKE. So there is literally no arrivals. So did I put Brave in there? I think I did. Yep, Brave, and then XRE, XX. No, sorry, ARR. There we go. Cool. Now, if I go into here and we do arrival, what runway are we planning to arrive at? I think I said 24 something. 25 left. Is there going to be... Can there please be an ILS for this? There's no ILS for this? Okay, well, that's fine. You know what? Let's not worry about this. We'll just execute that, let it do its thing. Are we good here? Yes, we are. You can set that to nav mode now. Oh, look at that. The glorious jet bridge has attached. So let's get boarding going.
Boarding requested.
Oh, and you know, I think that with this aircraft, passengers will actually sit down. So that might be something cool to see. And also, someone on a YouTube video said that if you land hard enough, these will open up. So that's... Maybe we'll have to do a hard landing and see if this is what happens with this. All right, cool. Cool. I heard that in a YouTube video. I don't know how true it is. But I heard that if you land hard enough, these overhead baggage bins will open. Oh my, people are taking off. I would not like to attach the pushback tug. Nope. Crew's already on board. Crew is already on board. All right. So that is good. Now we can go into here. 0 fuel weight. Let's see. 0 fuel weight. 126 points. 127.0. We'll just we'll round that up. 127.0. Gonna be the 0 fuel weight. Shoot, cost index. I'm gonna have to go. I can get all that information from here actually. Finres 2.3 is going to be the reserve fuel.
Passengers boarding starting.
Planned fuel. 16 business. Yeah, that's going to be right. 177.9. Oh, wait. Nope, Mateo. No. Wrong numbers. Hello, everybody. Yeah, look at this. So people will walk in if you use GSX, and they will actually, like, sit down in seats and stuff. And I'm surprised. When I used this the other day, I was surprised that my computer was handling it. Or maybe they get stuck. Oh, she disappears out of existence. We'll have to see if they stay. They disappeared last time. Last time I did this, they all disappeared. That boy is walking with determination. Hello, everybody. Hello, sir. Madam. Madam. Oh, sir. Sorry. Excuse me, sir. Oh, okay. All right. Cost index. What was the cost index? Is 56. Cruise wind is 309. 309.70. nope. 309 at 70. Do you not want to type that in? No, apparently you don't want to type that in. Is that because I need something else? Maybe I need something else in here. All right, hold on. Let's get that in there, and then maybe I don't need to do the cruise wind. 309. Oh, wait. Maybe I have to do all the numbers. Dash 0. What did I say? 070? Maybe it wants it like this. Ah, there you go. Yeah. All right. That's what it wanted it as. Now, see, this is what I failed to do last time. There's an execute button. Now, last time I did this, I did not get an execute button. So there we go. We execute that. We get to our N1 limits. I need to do... let's go home. Oh, it's not ground operations. It's performance tool. Runway 8 right. Okay. 12. Calculate this. So the let's see. The select temp is going to be 33. Let's get that in there. Now the D rate we're actually doing 2. So that is that. Now takeoff, we actually do page 2 first. Runway wind is 020 at 7. Runway slope is 0, which is interesting. Runway is 0, and all that is probably as it should be. Because then if we go back here to page 1, we can then fill out the rest of our information. So we're taking off flaps 5. CG, which we actually can just click here, and then it will automatically put the CG in for us, and that looks correct. All right, 141, 141, 141, 146. All this information is correct. Cool. Cool.
Good evening.
I can't remember if we're ready to go or not. Hello, everybody. Looks like we're done with baggage loading. I'm surprised that I am moving so smoothly, despite all of these people. Hello, passengers. Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to put that away before we taxi. I unfortunately cannot have you drinking while we're doing our thing. Look at this business. I feel a little bit of stuttering, but it's surprisingly smooth. It's like just a little bit of stuttering, but it's not too bad. All right. What is this warning? Getting a master caution warning. We need to get a couple things on here. So there is that I need to get on. I think there's another thing. Hydraulics, should probably get those on. Right, I need to get this up to 360. All right. There's a warning. Something. Is that on? Make sure that's on. Okay. The fact that that says ground power available leads me to believe it's not on. Actually, I don't think I need that on just yet. Are the passengers still here, by the way? They are. Okay. They didn't disappear this time, so that's interesting. I wonder why they disappeared last time. All right. Well, I think we are ready to go. Catering was already done. I'm not going to worry about doing the... Well, approach is good. I don't need to worry about that. We're going to do a flaps 30 approach. I know that much. All right. I think we're ready to go. Let's get clearance. I'm gonna need to write some things down. I don't know where my pencil went. If I was Mateo's pencil, where would I be? Where did my light go? Here we go, because it is very dark. So, let's see. Craft. Because I am practicing to eventually go on VATSIM. So we are going to Milwaukee. Milwaukee via the... Oh, this light's so bright I can barely see my screen. Let's see, what is it? What are we going via? The Varnum-Tube. With the Respi transition. Departure frequency is going to be on... oh, it looks like we might be taking off 07 right. Oh, they changed the runways. No. They changed the runways we're taking off from. Well, that's not fantastic. It's going to be should be 125.350. Yeah, they changed the runways. They changed the runways we're using. Isn't that a boatload of fun? That's just awesome fun. All right, let's contact clearance and let's get out of here. We're gonna get the jetty away. Goodbye, jet bridge. No. Like to not release the ground power yet because we are not on APU yet. There we go. APU is getting started. We will get the collision lights on. That can go to steady. Let's get 120.800. Memphis Center. No. They did not change the runway. Mateo was looking at the wrong thing. Darn it. 118.100 is clearance. Oh, I was looking at Memphis. So that means some of my information is wrong. Departure is going to be 133.47. 133.475. Okay. Atlanta clearance Delta 1268 with information Yankee requesting IFR to Milwaukee.
Delta 1268, Atlanta clearance. Information Yankee correct. Cleared to Milwaukee Mitchell. Varnum to departure, rest transition. Then is filed. Maintain 5,000 feet. Departure frequency 133.475. Squawk 6244.
Oh, it's going to respond for me. Never mind.
Cleared to Milwaukee Mitchell. Varnum to departure. Rest transition, then as filed. Maintain 5,000 feet. Departure frequency 133.475. Squawk 6244. Delta 1268.
Delta 1268.
All right, I'm going to do
correct.
the talking on the radios for right now.
Contact ground 121.9er when ready for pushback or engine start.
Shoot. 121.9er ready for push and start. Delta 1268. All right, passengers, have a good flight.
5134, request taxi.
All right.
Endeavor 5134, Runway 8 right.
Right, let's
Taxi
prepare for the
at pilot's
pushback.
discretion.
Looks
Runway
like
8
that
right,
aircraft might be
taxi by
pushing out in a minute.
discretion.
You had a butter
Air
landing, nice.
5134.
Was that door not closed? Atlanta, Delta 1268, requesting push and start.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Delta 1268, Atlanta, pushback and engine start approved. Face north.
Push and start approved, face north, Delta 1268. All right. So we got a job with Delta, for those that are just joining us,
Delta 26 request
Departure
pushback.
checks completed.
because we don't have
Bypass
enough
pin
money to
inserted.
get fuel in our 727. So we had to
Delta
fly for a different
880,
airliner.
Atlanta, pushback
Let me
and
get
engine
this set
start
to
approved.
200.
Face north.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face north. Delta 880.
All right. We can push back.
Locking gear.
This lady who does this is so bored. Locking gear. I am going crazy. I just heard a noise and it was really scary. And then I thought I saw my cat under the table and I thought, oh, it was just my cat. And then my cat's actually not there. So Mateo's room is haunted apparently. All right, we're facing north. Save.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
All right, all engines clear. We can start at will. Nice.
Delta 880 taxi.
All right. I need to get the bleed switches on. Tax are gonna
Delta
be off.
880, runway 8 right, taxi at pilot's discretion.
All right. Are
Runway
you
8
starting?
right. Taxi my discretion. Delta 880.
Engines are starting. Very good. Why are we getting a master caution warning? Oh. Hold on. I think I also need figure out my trim setting real quick. 5-4. Engine number 2, you're good. All right, engine number 2 is started. Nope, that's too far, too far, too far, too far.
Please set parking brake.
Ugh. Shoot.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
God, I'm hearing noises and I don't like it. All right, we have a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
What was I doing? Okay, yes. I need this to move back a little bit. I need to be careful not to move this so fast. So that right there should be good. I'm gonna move my... Okay, there we go. All right, we are almost ready to go. Why is that like that? Oh, I need to get the altimeter setting. I completely forgot to do that. Does this here say what it is? 2973.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
2973.
Left
There
is
we go.
clear. Right is clear.
Atlanta ground, Delta 1268, requesting taxi to the active. All right, I think we're ready to go.
Delta 1268, runway 8 right, taxi at pilot's discretion.
What? A right at my discretion. Sorry, runway 8 right at my discretion, Delta 1268. Why? Do I not have fuel in the center engines?
Endeavor 5134. Hold position for traffic.
I really
I'll call
hope
you
that I
back.
have the fuel in this.
Hold position. Endeavor 5134.
Is that how much fuel I actually have planned on Simbrief?
Endeavor
Before I
5134.
leave and I realize I don't have enough. Okay, that's the amount of fuel I have planned on Simbrief. Hopefully that's enough.
5134. Lindbergh
All right, let's move.
5443. Gate Delta 28, request pushback and engine start.
There we go. Let's move. You are in a fighter aircraft.
Lindbergh 5443. Atlanta. Pushback approved. Face north.
Pushback approved, face north. Lindbergh 5443.
Okay, I need to get get the packs on. I'm going all over the place. Oh crap. You know what I didn't do? Please tell me that you are oh shoot. Wait.
Sky with 3990 at Gate Charlie 49 request pushback.
Alright, hold on. I need to make sure that this is working properly.
Delta 880. Hold position for traffic. I'll call you back.
Hold position.
I mean,
Delta
it's
880.
recognizing that I'm flying this aircraft, so hopefully
Delta 880. Continue taxi.
OnAir is
Continue
okay with
taxi,
this.
Delta 880.
There we go. Flap
Delta
5.
880. Hold position for traffic. I'll call you back.
Hold position for traffic.
Let's get that
Delta
on.
880.
And we will take off into the unknown. So I don't know where to go.
Atlanta. Pushback and engine.
Alright,
start
I need to go
approved.
to the left.
Face north.
And we
Pushback
are
and
taking...
engine start
What is
approved,
this
face
taxi?
north, Sky with
Why is it
3990.
suggesting that as my taxi route?
Delta 880. Continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Delta 880. Lindbergh 5443, request taxi to the active.
Alright, so we are
Southwest
flying up to
2559.
Milwaukee.
Gate Delta Tree 8. Taxi at pilot's discretion.
Alright, where are you going, Delta?
8 Delta 3 is 8 taxi at my discretion. Southwest 2559.
Endeavor 5134. Contact Atlanta 125.325. Take care.
Over to tower 125.325, Endeavor 5134.
I think that Delta's going to be taking off in a minute. He might actually be taking off in front of us. Alright, get those keys out of there.
Runway 8 right. Taxi at pilot's discretion.
Why is he giving pilot's discretion
Runway 8
commands?
right, taxi my discretion.
Like,
Lindbergh
when would you ever get that at an
5443.
international airfield? Can I
Delta
just turn here?
2370, 8 heavy, Gate Echo.
Well, I mean,
34
technically it did
request
say at
pushback
my
and engine
discretion,
start.
so yes.
Delta 2378 heavy. Atlanta. Pushback and engine start approved.
Why do I feel like I don't have the taxi lights on?
Pushback and engine
There we
start
go.
approved, face north. Delta 2378 heavy.
Alright, I'm just going to cut across here.
Delta 1268. Contact Atlanta 125.325.
Atlanta on 125.325, Delta 1268. Alright, we are almost ready for takeoff. Atlanta Tower, Delta 1268, requesting takeoff, runway A right.
Delta 1268, number 2 for departure.
What is that?
Hold short of 08 right.
Number 2 for departure, will hold short A right, Delta 1268. Can you go off, APU? I don't need you on. Can you maybe turn off? Not exist in this life? Alright, you're all working, you're good. Everything is good. Why are you not turning off? Like, why are you not doing turn off things? All right, so that Delta took off.
5134, contact Atlanta. Have a good evening.
Contact Atlanta.
All right, I'm going to get my co-pilot to do the talking for me. Perhaps. Maybe. Maybe Tower forgot about me? Hello, Tower. Did Tower forget about me? I think Tower forgot about me. Yeah, why is that? Hello, can you please turn off? Or are you just gonna look like you're still on? Maybe you're not on anymore. Oh, there we go.
5443, hold position for traffic. I'll call you back.
Oh, wow, we got quite a queue coming in here.
Position for traffic. Lindbergh
Sorry, we couldn't fly your flight.
5443.
Hello, I'm waiting for takeoff. Do you remember me, Atlanta? All right, I'm gonna go. Maybe it's one of these moments where it doesn't recognize me.
Lindbergh 5443, continue taxi.
All right, you know what? We're just gonna take off.
Taxi Lindbergh 5443.
The tower has forgotten about me apparently and has no interest in talking to me. All right, hold on. Oh, here we go.
Delta 1268.
There we go. Now you remember me.
Wind 345 at 6 Arnhem to Ronii. Runway 8 right. Cleared for
Arnhem to
takeoff.
Ronii. All right, clear for
Runway 8
takeoff.
right, Arnhem to Ronii. Cleared for takeoff. Delta 1268.
All right, now we are doing a reduced power takeoff for this one.
Lindbergh 5443.
And I only just
hold
learned how to
position
do
for
these,
traffic.
surprisingly. I never
I'll
really,
call you back.
like,
Hold
did
position
these
for traffic.
before
Lindbergh 5443.
until now.
Skywest
All right.
3990.
So,
Hold
the way
position
that I
for
do this,
traffic.
I have to go into here, do that. I got to click that
Hold
on.
position Sky. With
I think that's the only
3990.
thing I have to click on. And then once we get into the air, VNAV and LNAV and all that good
aircraft,
stuff.
be
All right.
advised, information Zulu now current.
So I move
Altimeter
this up.
2976.
And then I click the toga
Delta
button.
880, holding short, runway 8 right.
There we go.
Delta
And the
880,
auto throttle will
hold
automatically
short of
move me to the
08
correct
right.
thrust setting.
Wilco, hold short of 08 right. Delta
Let's go.
880.
So that's something that I learned.
Delta 880, runway 08 right. Line up and wait.
Runway 08 right, line up and wait. Delta 880.
Lindbergh 5443, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Lindbergh 5443.
V1, rotate. Holy crap.
Lindbergh 5443.
Oh my God.
Hold position for traffic.
All right, we're up. Gear up.
Hold position, Lindbergh 5443.
Wait, why does it say
Lindbergh
fuel?
5443, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Lindbergh 5443.
Delta 880, Atlanta.
All right, is this
345
recognizing
at
that I
6
took
Arnhem
off?
to SKNNR.
To enable
Runway 8
tracking,
right,
ensure your
clear
aircraft
for
is correctly
takeoff.
positioned within the simulator.
Runway 8 right. Airnav
I don't
to
think
SKNR,
it's-
cleared for takeoff. Delta
I don't think
880.
this is recognizing that I'm flying.
Delta 1268, contact Atlanta.
Contact Atlanta. Delta 1268.
Well, this is not recognizing that I'm flying.
Atlanta. Delta 1268. Good evening. 2100.
This is not recognizing that I'm flying.
Good evening. Radar contact. Climb and maintain flight level 180.
Ro just had a Vietnam flashback with the fuel warnings. Yeah, I did.
Climb and maintain flight level 180. Delta 1268.
All right. There we go. Let's get the autopilot going. Flight directors are on. We'll just let this take us the rest of the way. My airspeed is too low? No, we're fine. What did he say he wants me to go up to? 180. All right, so we're flying now. We have a little bit of a problem. OnAir is not recognizing that I'm flying. To enable tracking, ensure your aircraft is correctly positioned within the simulator. It's recognizing that I am flying, but I don't think it's recognizing that I don't think it's going to let me do this. And I don't feel like restarting the flight right now. Basically, you're asking for it to stall. What do you mean? Need to be higher than your V2 speed? Oh, okay. Hey, is everybody still back there? Do you guys still exist? Everybody still exists. Hey, for some reason last time I flew passengers, you all disappeared. Huh.
Lindbergh 5443, Atlanta.
Huh.
Radar contact.
Would you look at that?
Climb and maintain 10,000.
All right. Let's figure out what the heck's going on here. No, door closes me out. Okay.
Lindbergh 5443.
So passengers are still back there. That's interesting. We're climbing. OnAir does not recognize that I'm flying, so I'm just going to close OnAir.
Contact Atlanta Center 12810 Lindbergh 5443. Have a good evening.
So here's what I'm going to do. Here's my plan. We're going to finish this flight, and then I'm going to end stream. For some reason, OnAir is not recognizing that I'm flying. With that being said, I think I'm going to restart OnAir, the OnAir career. I think I'm going to restart my OnAir career for next time, just because of the fact that we ran out of money, and I think so this weekend, when I got OnAir, I just wanted to try it out, genuinely. I didn't really have any plans for it. So I think I'm gonna get a subscription to it, and we're gonna do a more in-depth kind of look to it. I wanted to kind of test out the features, test out the waters. I think I like it better than NeoFly. So I'm going to scrap the career mode we had going on. The Boeing 727 we have, which is November 8230 Whiskey, is going to become an official part of the FS Hub fleet. It's not going to be a part of OnAir anymore. And next week when we come in, I think next week what I'm going to do when we come in is I'm going to just start a whole new OnAir career. We're going to just start from scratch. We are going to fly probably one of these aircrafts for a big airline. We're going to make ourselves some money, and then we're going to see what we can do from there. So this was just kind of a tryout kind of thing. When you were on level change for takeoff, set your speed to V2 plus 15 knots. You believe that's the procedure with the 100 knots. When you go into level change mode, it thinks you want to fly at 100 knots. Oh, okay. Okay. I think I understand. Slowly climbing up. Oh shoot, I need to get all this glorious stuff off. I didn't have the strobe lights on. Well, that would have been bad. I did not have strobe lights on. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you for telling me this 737 information. All right, we're climbing. We're climbing. Let me just take a deep breath. Passengers, I just need to take a deep breath. Don't worry, that means absolutely nothing. I just, I'm curious what these people are doing. So I've never seen this before, bear in mind. Hello. I recognize your character model from somewhere, and you're very... you have no... Oh. Okay, you're animated. Okay. I was a little worried you got a little stuck in place right there. Eh? Don't worry. Traffic! What do you mean traffic? We had a traffic warning. Oh, right there. All right, we had a little bit of a traffic warning. All right. Hello, passengers. Don't worry, I'm just taking a little bit of a deep breath after that takeoff. It was a beautiful takeoff, don't get me wrong. Inter-Service Industry Training Simulation and Education Conference. Accelerate change by transforming training. It's time to act. The Airbus A300, while no financial success was a key building block for Airbus. The first Airbus aircraft introduced wide-body twin. Wants me to do 360. All right, let's get that up to 360. Interesting. Oh, we got some wind. Is there a way to do this a lot faster? All right, 360. There we go. Let's go. Climbing up to 36,000. By the way, are the seatbelt signs off? Yes, seatbelt signs are off, so if you guys want, you guys can, like, walk around and stuff. I mean, you all don't have to, like, completely, you know, stay seated the whole time. Hello? Hello? You like soda, sir? He's like, don't make eye contact, don't make eye contact. Hello, everybody. How's it going? Sir, you have some fantastic tattoos. Look at that. Nobody wants to make eye contact with me. Hello, everybody. Sir, why are you looking at me like that? So, yeah, this guy's like, nope, gotta look away, gotta look away. I'm surprised my computer's handling this. Hello, everybody. How's it going? What? 164 mail? Yeah, check your emails. Okay. So that's those are GSX passengers. I've never seen those before, so that's kind of neat. All right, we're climbing up to 20,000. And we should be in Milwaukee probably not too long. Look at this. So yeah, that's my plan with OnAir. OnAir, we're gonna completely restart it. I just I wanted to check it out this weekend. I think it could be something fun to do. So we'll do OnAir mixed with FS Hub. So I'm gonna have to try and plan how I want to do that though, because I don't know if I want a bunch of Delta flights on FS Hub. Oh no! Well, we could just call it MTC. Yeah, no, okay. We could do what we were doing with the Amazon aircraft. We're just operating it for Delta, I guess. It's a Delta 737-8 operated. Well, we're operating it for Delta. We'll have to see. I don't think I need this. I wish there was a way to hide this. Is there a way to turn it off? Like clicking that maybe? No, that just brings me back to the home page. Oh, there we go. Cool. I will have that turned off. As I kind of wish there was a way for me to just hide this. Because you can do that on the MD-11. But I think to hide this, I have to go into the FMC and there's like a setting somewhere for it. Alright, folks, we are off to Milwaukee. Not making any money from this. All right. Where did I put... Shoot, I'm using stuff left and right. Alright, so I need to go into here.
Delta 1268. Contact Atlanta Center 133.8. Have a good one.
Contact Atlanta Center 133.8. Delta 1268. See you.
Alright, there we go.
Delta 1268.
Sorry,
Flight
just
level 264 for flight level
and stuff in the
360.
background. I am going to get beyond ATC a little bit louder because I turned it way down.
Delta 1268, Atlanta Center.
There we go. Alright. Co-pilot is doing the radio communications. You know what's really crazy is this. I have not used this yet. Maybe I should use this for a landing. That could be kind of interesting. It's so fighter pilot vibes. There's the that's the little shooter target thing. It's kind of neat. Do pilots actually use this in RL? I'm just kind of wondering.
Atlanta Center.
I think for training purposes, at least what I heard from somebody else is that they don't actually use that for like training. They actually just kind of use this to, you know, for all their indications and everything.
Delta 1223. Contact Atlanta 127.9er. Contact Atlanta, Delta 1223.
Alright, as much as I don't want to do this, I actually have to end stream. I've got something I need to do real quick. Tomorrow, I've got some stuff. I was going to continue. You've heard a lot of people say that they think it's a gimmick. Yeah. So, as much as I want to continue this flight, I do have to end stream. They hardly ever use it? Okay, that's kind of good to know. Yeah, I imagine. Because I'd have to assume if you're trying to look for a runway, like, I feel like this just gets in the way. Like, I mean, I haven't used that yet. I haven't even really thought of it. Like, I just haven't even done it. If anyone wants to hop over, you're going for a few more hours. Yes. Sokka's going to continue streaming for a little bit. I have to go because I have something that I got to do very early in the morning tomorrow. And also, unfortunately, this flight didn't work out the way I wanted to. Just because, you know, we had the OnAir crash. But anyways, before I end, again, next week we're gonna just restart the whole OnAir thing. Gonna figure stuff out. Yeah. Sorry, I will go inside. With that said, I will see everyone Tuesday. We're gonna continue. Oh, what is it? Half-Life. We're going to continue the Half-Life playthrough on Tuesday. Thursday, we're going to be continuing RV There Yet. And then, next Saturday, we will resume this OnAir MTC charter saga. I will see everyone later. Have a good rest of your Sunday. Peace out.